Hey, what's up guys? It's Apollo here. I hope you guys are doing well and welcome back to another glorious siege battle. This of course is Total War Rome 2 and today's siege is going to be extra special. So you're going to need some snacks and drinks. Sit somewhere comfortable, sit back, relax and enjoy the siege slaughter. Now why is this siege going to be so special? Well, it's a 4v4. All the players are experienced and they're all using Discord, okay? So they're all using Discord to communicate. They were in their own separate channels, so that it was very competitive. You know, there wasn't just people chatting and giving away their strategies to the other team. So it's going to be really intense. It's going to be really fun. Also, they did a cool way of selecting their factions, which we'll go over pretty soon here. I just want to say this video is sponsored by Ivacy VPNs. If you guys are looking for a good VPN, look no further. Look in the video description. There's a link to their website and a discount code. They're a great company, and of course, it supports my channel, so it's a win-win. So thank you for checking out the link, and we'll talk about this army selection phase. Also, the video is paused here because it does start off very quickly. So yeah, of course, you know, usually experienced players are going to start off with the cav charge, so we're going to get ready for that. Okay, so the way they selected factions is that they had a ban and select phase. So the way it'd work is that one player from one team and then one player from the other team would both ban a faction, and then they would both pick a faction and then repeat until you got through all 8 players. And these are the factions that are left over. So starting with the attackers, we have Macedon and Epirus. And then over here we have Suebi and Galatia. So we have the 2 barbarians and the 2 Greek factions together. So you gotta keep the you gotta keep them somewhat separated. They're on the same team, but you know, they're vastly different cultures. On the defending side, you can't really see them, but you can see some of them here. You can see their flags. We've got Athens, one of my favorite factions. We have Lusitani, and we have the Seleucids. And then finally, we have Colchis, or is it Colchis? I'm going to say Colchis because, you know, like a kiss, you know? It just sounds better. Anyways, if I'm mispronouncing it, you can correct me. So let's go ahead and press play, guys, and begin this slaughter. We are at Carthage, which is one of my favorite castles because of the layout. I think it's really cool and pretty diverse in a way, if you get what I'm saying. Like, it's just really cool to see, like, this area is really important because if the attackers take it, they can use this this hill right here, this little vantage point to fire down on the capture point. They need more maps like this, you know, where it makes players fight for the outer regions, because if they lose it, it's a huge disadvantage. Anyways, like I said, there is a cav charge. Look at this. We have Athens moving up some citizen cav, trying to get some weak targets, trying to go after artillery, archers, maybe a really good unit from behind, something like that. But they're going to charge out here, and we've got the barbarian cav ready to protect. Oh, man, what happened? It looks like artillery hit some of that cav at the end there. But they are making a move for the siege tower over here. Oh, wait, no. Well, hold on. Maybe, yes. They're slowing down. I think they're trying to find an opportunity here. And look at, there goes the other cav. They're splitting up here a little bit, and they decide to attack these Galatian swordsmen. Swordsmen should be ready for it, but they're gonna disengage there and keep moving forward. Let's see what they're going for. They're going for archers? They're trying, but the archers are like, we're gonna fire at you while standing behind these beautiful swordsmen, which is exactly what is happening here. The cav, though, is gonna make their way up this cool hill over here. But it just, let's see, the mercenary cav here, can they catch up to him? I don't know. They've both kind of slowed down there. Let's see. Oh, they're slowing down. Oh, it's the terrain. It's making it awkward for the cav, and they're going to keep pushing. Let's see. This cav is obviously better than the citizen cav, and they are just barely going to reach for it. Come on. There we go. All right. They got the Athenian cav there, and that's probably going to be the end of that Athenian cav. Meanwhile, the other cav is starting to waver. Let's just make sure there's nothing else going on. There is a little bit more going on here. We have the Seleucids sending out citizen cav. God, you know, you gotta love the experienced player gameplay. You know what I mean? It's just so intense and so aggressive. I love it. But this citizen cav is just doing cycle charges against these levies. And they're going to try to make their stand here and hold this cav in place. Now, does Macedon or Epirus have cav? Because if they did, they could have surrounded. Look at this square formation. They do not want their archers to be hit, and bless their souls, that's exactly what they need to do, because those mercenary archers are too expensive to lose to a cav charge. So this cav is just going to keep running amok. Now, I don't know if the Athenian cav was a distraction for the Syracuse cav to kind of make a move here. It certainly worked with me. I was more focused on the Athenian cav. A good little volley there with the Javies, and now they're behind the siege tower attacking the infantry. And they're going to break away from that. And the cav is still doing some cycle charges. They're trying to disembark or dismount the dismount the siege towers to deal with this cav that is just running in the back line. Still a big problem. We might have to see the barbarian players send over some cav support to support with this, even though they're pretty depleted at this stage of the battle. And that's exactly what's happening. We do have some cav over here from Galatia moving up, and we've already had so much action in this this battle. Oh, great charge there. Gotta love the fight in the Seleucids. They pretty much knew they were done for. They go in for a charge, try to do as much damage as possible, but of course they are going to lose that fight because they do not stand a chance against that cav unit. So, looking at the bird's eye view of this fight, let's see what's going on here. So that kind of slowed down their assault, but all Epirus, Macedon, and allies need to do is just keep on pushing together and work together here. This is a very difficult place to attack. You know, it's a tough. I mean, honestly, this is the best place to attack. Obviously, I mean, there's really not that many other places you can attack on Carthage. I mean, you could attack down here, but here's the problem with this. If you attack down here, this is right at the town center. They're gonna have this heavily defended. Now, if you actually do take the walls, sure, you can get some archers firing down here, but imagine if you could take this right here and fire down. It's going to be so much better, and it's more difficult for the defenders to hold this area because it's so much further away from the town center. Over here, it's so much closer, so they can easily send up reinforcements and cycle in new troops and still protect the town center. So I think this is definitely the best area to attack. Now, we do have the tortoise here bringing down some of the walls. What? Okay, so we've got some Iberian swordsmen outside. I think they were attacking the crew or the unit that was pushing up the tortoise, but they still got the wall down. So they must have just charged out while it's... Uh-oh, they stuck. They might be stuck on the tortoise. The tortoises are a little glitchy, guys. Sometimes they bug out. They don't do anything. Like, I hate it. I really do. There is still some bug issues with Rome 2, which can be quite frustrating. But there we go. The tortoises once again break down this corner of the wall, and or another section of the wall. And we've got Suebi being the first faction to charge the streets of Carthage, and the defense is really light over here in this corner, where it just seems like the defenders are just kind of letting them have it. Over this, ooh, tortoise goes down. Look at that. Tortoise goes down, but it's much better a tortoise than a siege tower because the siege, oh, look at that. You see how quick that's firing? That means the player is controlling that. That's a cheeky move right there. That's a good move. I would certainly do it too. Look at that. It's a wiping out these Galatian swords. Tragic. So more and more infantry charging in. Suebi going in. Suebi sending units over this way. Epirus pushing forward as well. And they are they are feeling the wrath of these veteran shield warriors who are now clashing swords with them and most likely going to break them here, yeah, quickly. But there's more to come. And it looks like Lusitani is willing to fight for this choke point. Because, you know, guys, honestly, they're going to have to make a stand somewhere. And it does seem like the defenders are taking a much more passive approach. A bend but don't break mentality. All right, so really quick, we're going to do some slow motion, kind of analyze this real quick so we don't miss any of the intense fighting, which, by the way, Swaby is already throwing infantry on the second layer tier of this defense, which is crazy. So, yeah, they've taken an approach where they're holding off here. So, in terms of the front wall, they're holding here and here, obviously, right? And then we've got Athens who's holding this road, which is the road that leads to the town center. It's the direct road, basically, to the town center. It makes sense that they're holding that. They're pretty much giving up all of this area right here because all these areas lead to these choke points. So it's not like they have to hold these walls. And to be honest, the attackers destroyed most of them, so it's going to be tough for them to get their archers up on the walls to fire down. So we'll see how this plays out. I kind of like this. Let's see what the defenders can do here. Let's see what the attackers can do. Macedon is, let's do normal speed. Macedon is moving forward now. Macedon abandoning his siege towers. Interesting. I wonder why he did that. I would have assumed it would have been helpful to send one here, one here. I guess that's all you can really do. You can only really use one more. I mean, I don't think you can attack. Maybe you can attack here, but it's going to be close. Maybe you can put two here, possibly. You can't put any over here, which is a real shame, but yeah. So they are moving. Oh, nope, they're giving up on the siege tower. Look at that. Huh, okay. So Macedon might be going with a delayed attack here. Or they just might be going through their allies' openings. That sounded weird. Allies where they knock down the enemy walls. Because maybe they don't want to take too many casualties here. But I would have thought it would have been really good for Epirus to attack this flank. And while they're keeping the flank of Lusitani busy, Macedon takes Lusitani head on. But we'll see how that plays out. Epirus is also pushing on this flank, which is being defended by Athens. We do have, oh, never mind. Thought we had archers up there. Now, the good news is that Epirus has captured, Epirus and company has captured this gate. Now, the arrow towers are supporting them in their struggle. So the defenders' arrow towers are now in their hands, trying to, chip away at the defenders, which you can see men are dropping fairly quickly. And it's going to be a tough fight for these Athenian hoplites. Now, one thing I noticed here, and by the way, we got another fight-ish over here. I'm not sure what's going on here. We just got Galatian swordsmen just kind of dropping and dying. What is happening? I don't think he's paying attention. And I'm going to be honest, this rock formation thing, I hate it. I hate this rock formation thing. I've seen this before. I've seen this in that tournament, that siege tournament of Rome 2. I just don't think this is cool. It seems a little too cheesy to me. I tend to not play with deployables, so I personally would be very frustrated with these stupid rocks, but they're gonna have to deal with it here and just kind of suck it up and see if they can get some good kills. They did get a good volley there on these hoplites. But anyways, what I was saying is when I defend, what I like to do is I like to have one army focus one flank instead of watching multiple flanks all over the battlefield. So if I was Athens, I would just kind of focus here and here, right? So Lucids could focus here and here, and Lusitani can focus like here, and maybe have reserves that can support the other flanks. That way you can focus on just two flanks instead of, Athens right now, he's got to focus on this, and then he's got to focus on this, and then he's got to focus on this. It's just like, it's a lot to manage, but we'll see how it plays out. Let's go back to normal speed. Swaby is still going at it with the Bloodsworn against these hoplites, which look really good. Look at that. You got the beautiful, temple in the back there. Rome 2, just an absolute gorgeous. Look at this guy. What a champ. Just breaking formation. He's got a dolphin on his shield. What a hero. What an absolute hero. This guy's got almost like a Japanese style artwork there. You see that? Oh, he's dead now. Doesn't matter what he has. Very cool. Very cool. I'm glad. I remember when this game first came out and like there was not nearly as much art diversity on the shields. Got an octopus, a scorpion, dolphin. Maybe this guy won a fighting tournament or something, you know? So he's got like a trophy. This guy's a master horseman. I don't know why he's not cavalry, but... Or maybe his dad owns a farm or something. His family comes from horse ranch people. Who knows? Who knows the story behind these guys? Anyways, we're wasting too much time on that, and we're going to focus on the actual fight, okay? So, Lusitani holding against a charge against the barbarians. More and more of the attackers are coming through. We've got Epirus, who's pushing up some mercenary Italian swordsmen, which are not that great, but they're a good, like, charge-in first unit, which is exactly what he's doing. And now he's taking on Psychus? What? What? Colchis. Pretend I didn't say the Colchis. Taking on some Hillmen, which Hillmen suck. This is honestly the battle of the shiniest turd. Who's gonna be the better turd of these two? Probably the mercenary Italian swordsman. But they are feeling the wrath of some enemy archers, and we've got more swordsmen coming in. Pushing on that flank. So, let's see, Macedon. Okay, here's Macedon now. Macedon has now shifted to this center, and instead of taking on Lusitani, they're now taking on mostly the Seleucids in Athens. So, I wonder why that is. Maybe they felt like it wasn't as good of a matchup. Maybe they felt like, you know what, Macedon doesn't do too well against Lusitani. So, we're going to send Epirus in? Because maybe Epirus does a little bit better. I know Epirus has some axe units, so maybe that's why. But yeah, they've decided to shift their forces over to this side of the battle and support the attack against the Athenians. And now, look at this, the Athenians are running thin here, taking on these Galatian swordsmen. But they are going to be reinforced here by some thorax swordsmen from the Seleucids. Much needed reinforcements. And the archers are getting a little too close. Look at, they're getting a little snippy. They're like, you know what? I want to get my sword wet. I want to get my sword wet. With blood, of course. And then we've got some cav in the back that are freaking out. I don't know what's going on there. Let's go back over to this side as well. There's a little fight here. Where we've got, ooh, some mercenary Thracian warriors trying to defend. But look at this. There's another opening here, which Athens is kind of scrambling a little bit to defend. Not too much. It seems like they're fairly prepared for this. Now we got cav charging in as well, mixed in with infantry. Thorax swordsmen trying to hold against these Galatian swords. Thracian warriors charging into the flank. And the fight is getting intense. Now we also have a wall battle over here. So the Galatian forces are going all in on this flank, which is a good flank to fight for, because if you beat the Athenians here, you have access to the town center. This is a very important flank. I always love the wall battles because I can get such an excellent angle on the front line. Like this, it's just like you get like soldier height here. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool, I guess. So the fight's still going on, and look at this. They are just, yeah, this is a full-on fight over here. I love it. Macedon is getting their swords wet. Look at this. They're setting up some thorax swordsmen, trying to support this push, and they're like cycling out troops. Yeah, I think they were cycling out troops. That's really cool. You notice that? So, I mean, the barbarians here, the Galatian swords, they were just fighting here. They had pretty healthy numbers. They decided to cycle out the troops, and now Macedon is send up the thorax swordsmen. That's one thing I really like, when teammates really work together to keep their troops fresh. Instead of just leaving their men in here, getting tired, and losing their combat effectiveness because of how tired they're getting, they're cycling them in and out, which is a good way to conserve your energy and stuff. Lusitani is still trying to hold this flank, but we've got a mix of Macedon and Epirus pushing over here. And we've got another push. Look at this. Colchis coming in. More Hillmen. They're trying to kick out Epirus. They are trying to kick out Epirus. Look at the slingers inching their way over to this wall. Oh, I'm sorry, not slingers. These are Iberian swordsmen, but they've got the javelin capability, which is shredding Epirus. Just shredding them. Still got a ton of reserves over here from Macedon and Epirus. Same thing over here with Suebi and Galatia. So really good progress from the attackers, and again, a pretty solid defense by the defenders. I mean, it's a very good back and forth game, and now we got a huge blob of force. We got the mercenary Thracian warriors going in, trying to thin down this defense. Well, let's see how the fight over here is going with Athens. Uh-oh, I'm hearing artillery. Ooh, where's that coming from? Ooh. Nice angle here with this Greek ballista. Of course, it's being player controlled right now. How fast it's shooting. Nobody died from that. Watch your feet. Hot, fiery stone coming in. So, Galatian legionaries moving up. We got the mercenary Syrian archers shifting around, trying to support where they can. But look, you know, this is going to be a tough fight for Galatia and the Suebi because they are not going to give up this position so easily. And I really think they've got to gain control of this wall if they want to be able to break through, which is why they're probably sending up reinforcements, because once they take this wall, they're going to be able to set up archers up here, obviously, yeah. Hopefully. See the Bloodsorn, are they going to go in? They're trying. See, are they coming up this way? Yes, they are. Look at that. And they're probably going to destroy this Thorax Swordsman unit from Athens pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. So this fight's still getting really intense. I mean, this has just been an absolute bloodbath over here. A lot of death, a lot of bodies over here. Very intense, very intense. And then we've got the mercenary Samnite warriors. These guys are really good. And we're starting to see more elite troops from Epirus, probably because their cheaper troops are dead. But they're going to slaughter these hillmen, especially with the arrow tower support. And look, they've got some Italian shields in reserve, or swordsmen, whatever. So let's do some slow motion and kind of analyze this battlefield here. We'll do the tactical view. Oh shoot, you know what, guys? I forgot about this. Okay, I completely forgot to show you this in the intro. Suebi has 3 units of Night Hunters. They originally were over here. See, here's the third one. They were over here at the start of the battle. The reason they're over here is because there's no gate. It's an opening here. But they know better. They know better. We got Eastern Spearmen, we got Light Hoplites, and we've got Hillmen from the Seleucids defending this region right here. Okay? This region. So they can't come in. And this is great. I mean, even if they don't attack, they will have to deal with the defenders here, who are, you know, like, okay, forget that. Forget I said that. What I meant to say is that even if they don't attack, they're keeping these defenders away from the town center. So, you know, it's a good little flanking maneuver. Even if nothing really comes out of it, you are spreading out the defenders, which is always good. Anyways, let's go back to normal speed. Galatian swords taking on these hoplites. We got the Thorax swordsmen taking on the legionaries. More swords getting into the fight, and they're just constantly sending in reinforcements to try to break through this, but it's being now supported by the Seleucids. Again, they're not going to give up on this so easily, but the fact that the Seleucids are here is telling me that Athens is running out of troops. Over here, we are starting to see a bit of a breakthrough. Look at this, Lusitani breaking, Athens sending up some Thracian warriors, and then Macedon taking on, or sending in with the Thorax swords, and then we also have Epirus sending in some Italian swordsmen. So it's an intense fight over here, but these Thracian warriors are really tough. I'd almost try to focus them down with archer fire, because they're like glass cannons. They do a lot of damage, especially to armored units, but they don't have great armor on. So you're gonna try to skirmish them down a little bit. And they've got to break through somewhere. They've got to get through somewhere, because obviously if they can get through here, they can attack these archers and flank around, and vice versa. So we'll see what happens. Now, I think the attackers are completely giving up on this area. Hold on. Okay, not giving up. They didn't even try, okay? They didn't even try on this area because it's really tough to attack. And there's really no need to attack it because you want to break through here, and you can easily get here without having to go up here. So if they break through this point right here, I highly doubt that Lusitani is going to stay up here. They're going to probably fall back and go to the town center. So I think that's why they kind of given up on this area, but we'll see what happens here. Let's see. Let's go back to zoom in here and see this fight. Uh-oh, Athens is breaking. The Thracian warriors have had enough, and now the Seleucids are having to send in axemen. So that's going on. Let's check out the other flank. Both flanks look like they're well defended, but again, they can't hold on forever. And then over here, Galatia still got some reserves in the back. They got the general who's he's inching forward looking for blood. They still, wow, okay. They have not taken this wall. Amazing. Why aren't they sending more to this? I would dedicate so much to this wall just to set up archers and fire down on these bastards. We also have a little bit of a fight over here. Uh-oh. We've got the Lusitani sword women. Oh, boy. Screeching, hooting, and hollering at the Galatian legionaries. So they're defending this flank over here with the wall. There was a little bit of a fight over here on this. Well, no, there's still a fight, but it's a losing fight. And the thorax swordsmen are going to be able to hold it. In fact, these swordsmen could easily get behind the legionaries. So they're fighting for the wall, and it looks like the defenders, I mean, this is still really close, guys. The defenders are hanging on by a thread. And again, they could easily break through here and go up this way and support this fight. There's a lot of archers over here that you could trap in possibly. If they can get aggressive enough, if they can break these troops fast enough. And the archers are opening fire at the reserves. The reserves are using their javies trying to skirmish down these Iberian slingers. Balance of power still really close. Still anyone's game. It's been a pretty even fight so far. Nobody's really made any big gains, you know? Big gains. So a lot of archer fire from the tower coming in on these axemen. Mercenary Samnite warriors still fighting the good fight. Axemen coming around the flank. We've got Lusitani nobles moving around. They're coming to reinforce. They really don't want to get this up. And again, this weakens this area, but I still don't think Epirus or Macedon is going to attack over here. I could be wrong, but they still have a ton of troops over here. Good God. Both Macedon and Epirus has a lot of reserves. So the defenders might have to just call it quits here soon. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, big reinforcement party coming in from Colchis and the Seleucids. Even Lusitani's coming in on this action. Veteran shield warriors. Here comes Swaby coming in. It's a very, very intense battle going on in the streets right here. Very, very intense. And look at the Cav pushing through over here. Beautiful. Gonna hit the archers. Oh, dear. And look at this. He's snuck behind enemy lines, chasing down these archers. See, I don't mind when Cav does that. I do hate. Okay, so like, if we go back, let's do some slow motion here again. That line was super thin. Not so much anymore, but there was a little tiny gap here, barely any troops, and they kind of pushed through. I personally don't mind that with Cav. It's when the enemy does it with infantry that it's annoying, especially when there's not a gap there, you know? It's really frustrating because it clearly is an exploit in the game. And I don't really like to cheese the game too much, you know? Try to play it to what it was supposed to be played like. Especially in these big matches. It's just no fun, you know? Like online matches, people cheesing. It's just like, no bueno. No bueno for me. But the Cav is going to be charging down the steps here. Going to hit the rear of these forces. And good use of this Cav. It's on a suicide mission here. But they're just basically doing as much damage as possible to help the infantry who are fighting in that front line. And there's a lot of units moving over here. It's causing some pretty intense lag. Back over here, it looks like Epirus is making a push through. Look at this. The Axemen of Colchis are trying to hold back these mercenary Samnite warriors, and there's a big, huge gap here. These Samnite warriors can flank around with, and they're gonna crush this flank, aren't they? No, they're going for the archers, but I bet, you know what? They've got another unit. Okay, there they go. Yeah, no. Hold these archers. There's still going to be a gap here. No, they're just going to like, nah, screw you archers. We're going to attack the rear of these guys. Oh my god, they just wrecked a bunch of them with the nice jabby throw. And there we go. A great attack. Great attack on the back of these guys. And that's going to quickly break their defense there. And here comes another unit of Colchisian nobles who are trying to hold against these Samnite warriors. A little too late, though. Too many broke through. Yeah, this flank is kind of just why bother? Because what's going to happen is that, yeah, Epirus is just going to flank around here. And soon Macedon will break through and get behind. I'm really impressed, though, with these. What are these? Axemen? These Axemen did not break, even though they just got slammed in the rear. Oh, man, sometimes my choice of words are just horrendous. Now they're attacking the flank of these nobles. It's a hoplite unit. And they're going to go back. They're, like, acting as Cav. Oof. Oh. Come on now, Axemen. You surely you can't hold for that long. And there they go, they break. They break. They are done for. They're gonna disengage here and take on the wrath of these nobles, Lusitani nobles, and right now the defenders are just trying to maintain this little courtyard over here. This lion playing with a ball. It's just like, dang, this is nasty. Look at it, he's just like, humans. They're whack. They're just gonna kill each other. Uh-oh. More Cav in the back lines going after some archers. Is this the same Cav unit? It can't be. It just can't be. Let's go to back over here and see how this choke point's going. It looks like the defenders have dedicated a lot to this flank. Naked swords going in. I mean, I don't know how much is left here. Macedon is now sending in some Thracian warriors, trying to reinforce it. They just do not, the attackers do not want to give up on this flank, even though there's just so many defenders here. But I'm curious, how many... Oh, that's pretty much it. From the barbarians, that's pretty much it. We got a couple units over here, like 3 swords. So Suebi still has some reserves, but Galatia has sent in everything. They have sent in everything to try to take this point. And they are losing. But Did they do enough damage? That is the question. Did they kill enough? We'll find out soon enough. Let's go back over to the other side, where we have a very valiant defense by the defenders, who at one point looked like they lost control of this town center, only to quickly send up more reinforcements and kind of regain control of these choke points, even breaking some of the Epirus troops. Man, this is a juicy battle. Balance of power is still dead even, guys. After so much killing, so much death, so many units have perished, only to be still dead even. Crazy. Just crazy. Colchis, they're starting to break over here, though. The nobles can't hold on much longer. This unit's still going well, but it doesn't matter. There's going to be a huge gap in this defense. The archer fire, though. Woo-wee. What do we got over here? We got some Eastern archers who are just raining down arrows on Macedon. Yeah, Alexander the Great's not going to be too happy about that. But this fight is much more even over here. I think Lusitani is going to be able to hold on here. But over here, Epirus should be able to break through at any second. There we go. There's the break. And now he should just send this unit to the rear of these guys. And that's exactly what they're going to do. They got 2 units coming in. Here we go. Bird's eye view of this maneuver. Boom. Right behind them. This unit's actually going to get behind the other noble unit in support. And now we got Swaby sending in some berserkers. Love it. Save their berserkers for last. These guys can be game changers. Now is the time. I mean, they got to get through this defense. It's time to push on the point. Woo! What a fight. Here comes Maureen, the sword master. So it seems like Swaby's focusing all of it. Remember the 3 reserves we saw over here? It seems like he's going to dedicate all of those reserves over to this fight. We've got the Macedonian general foot companions. Ah, there's the pikes. I assume this battle was max 2 pikes per faction, per player. So, and there we go. There's the retreat. Are they reforming or are they full-on retreating to the town center? Looks like they're going to go for a reform, but look at this. Galatia, they're seeking blood, man. They're like, we've lost our entire army fighting you bastards. Finally, thanks to our allies, we've been able to break through, and I'm going to cut down as many retreating bastards as I can. Look at this naked dude over here fighting this fully clothed dude. Naked dudes win. I'm telling you guys, that's a good fighting technique, you know? Just strip naked, go wild. People will not want to fight you. I promise you that. You want to go? You want to go? And just take your pants off. They will run away. But yeah, no, there's a little bit of a fight. We've got Colchis' general with some nobles trying to fight, but they're going to feel the wrath of Epirus. They're flanking around. Man, I tell you, like, this battle feels ginormous because every time that you think a ton of troops have died, you just keep seeing more and more being tossed into the fray. Now we got archers who used up all their ammo going in, trying to support their general. It's getting laggy, guys. A lot of troops fighting in one area. Classic Total War. Here comes some spears from Epirus coming to support the berserkers sword masters who are in fighting these axemen. And now we've got the last general, the last unit of Galatia, which is the general unit. And here comes the pikes. So that's why they fell back. They wanted to reinforce this battle. Oh my god, look at this pike battle. Oh my god, the slaughter. The absolute slaughter. men dropping left and right. This looks like a winning battle for Macedon. These foot companions, like, they are just far superior against these pikemen. And the Seleucids know that. So they're falling back. They're going to try to hold a much tighter choke point. Or they might just completely fall back. But this flank, after so much fighting, has been conquered. Whew. Both sides losing a lot to try to hold or take it. And now things are getting wild, wet and wild in the streets. Lusitani trying to hold off these spears against Macedon. Lots of breaking going on in the center. Berserkers going well. Berserk. And now we got units running down Lusitani. It's looking kind of rough for the defenders. I mean, I get it. The defenders are trying to hold this point over here because, you know, they know about the terrain. They know about Carthage, that, you know, if you lose this area, it's going to be tough to win over here. But it's getting to the point where the defenders are losing the men too quickly because they're so spread out. And the attackers are just able to flank around and cause a lot of chaos and a lot of death. So that fight is raging on. And this is not looking good for the Lusitani. This is their general too. The loss of a general would be devastating. And this is really the last stand over here. The last stand of the defenders. We got Seleucids and Athens working together. We have the Athenian general probably falling back to the town center. He's like, I'm out of here. This is going poorly. I'm out. And then Epirus with Royal Peltis trying to get around the flank of Lusitani. Oops. Messing around with the camera there a little bit. Lusitani nobles. They're on their last leg, but they're fighting hard. You got to give them credit. But their end is near because if you look behind, they've got a unit of archers, slingers to be exact, trying to protect the flank. Which, hey, I mean, these Royal Peltis, there they go. I'm like, they're just sitting there. You might as well just sling at them. But this is going to be the end of them. God, could you imagine being a slinger and just holding your ground and then you just see that unit, like a far superior unit in melee combat, you know, close combat, and you're thinking, well, this is where I die. This is where I die. I can't hold much longer. Epirus is chasing? I don't know why their unit is going back. They might as well just charge the rear of this. There they go. Lusitani nobles. The general can't fight on much longer. They are wavering. And finally, we are seeing a shift in the balance of power. And there you have it, guys. That unit is gone. So, where do they go now? What happens next in this assault? Well, you pretty much have a couple options here. So well, they've got a couple siege towers back here. What they could do is grab these siege towers and push it. It's going to take a long time, but they could push it over to this wall and get behind these defenses, or at the very least cause them to peel troops back. What you don't want is to send everybody here, because that's how you make defenders win when they're outnumbered. You let them win when you charge one choke point with everyone. Okay, I know the balance of power is greatly in favor of the attackers, but never get too cocky, kid. Okay, because you can throw your entire army away by attacking something like this. But sure enough, they're being wise. They're using this wall here, and they're going to get behind the enemy. There's some archers over here, and sure enough, he knows that as well. And we're starting to see more of their defending troops. Now that this army is spread out a little bit, there's less reinforcements. You could probably break through them pretty easily. You also should push this way, which they are. And yep, Oh, they fought. Oh, dang it, guys. They fought over at this area, and it looks like the Barbs won. You see this? Okay, hold on. Okay, so the Night Hunters, I don't know if they won here, but remember he showed 2 units. He left 1 unit over here. So what the enemy, the defenders, might have thought is like, okay, he had 2 units over here. We killed them. Let's back away. Once they back away, he sent in his reserve force that was just hanging back. And now he's fighting the general. He's fighting the freaking general of Athens. They're probably going to lose, but hey, it's a good little push there by Swaby. Swaby, baby. And now we got our Pike v Pike. Epirus is moving in their pikes, which they've been holding back and reserve this entire match. Swaby, baby. Here comes that push. Those pikes are blotting out the sun. And Macedon and Epirus is pushing together to take this wall. We've got Royal Peltus, which I believe is the general of the Seleucids, trying to hold this flank. But, yeah, guys, at this point, the defenders are going to need a miracle. There we go. All these archers are fresh. They're ready to go. They're pushing this way. These boys have been fighting over here. Melee losing decisively, but if they can hold on until reinforcements come. Look at this downhill charge. This is pretty sick. Oh, charge. Got the statue in the background, the sun, the beams. Awesome. Oh, the general's falling back. That's going to leave this unit... Well, they're already breaking. I was going to say it's going to leave this unit kind of high and dry. Oh, my God. They're reforming. They got another unit of... oh, they got some pikemen over here. Man, I'm kind of amazed. I keep finding defenders just coming out of the woodwork here. Just like out of the blue, they show up. But I'm pretty sure what we see here from the defenders is pretty much all they got. Because we're at the... There's about 2 minutes. Yeah, they're starting to see... Yeah, see. And they're not going to engage these pikemen. Both these guys are breaking. We've got the War Cry, which is a effect that you can use. It's an ability that you can use on enemy forces, which break them. And they are wavering, and they're charging towards the enemy. Guys, that's not the right way to break. There's a gate over here which you can run through and run for your life, but whatever. They'll just run into the enemy. And yeah, troops are breaking here and there, and it looks like they just have lost too many men. They're too spread out. They know that this battle is lost. Look at these guys are breaking. The general is like, you know what? General, just run, man. Just get out of here. Look at this lone barbarian. Let's see if he gets a kill. Oh! Leads the charge, gets a kill like a BA. Oh, he's getting some riches tonight. We all saw that. He's going to be a rich man at the end of this siege. Throw spears, taking on what's left of Athens. And I think this is all that's left, guys, and that's going to be the battle. So, a really, really intense fight. Pretty much the defenders put all they got at that position over there. Here, let me slow it down. The position over here. I mean, literally, guys, we saw the fighting all take place here. And the defenders did their best to try to stop the enemy there. But, you know, I think they should have fallen back much sooner. I think they, even though they would have had to deal with archers up here, I think holding this position would have been better off than trying to hold this one. Because they just got overwhelmed and it was just too much to defend. I mean, there was, you know, a choke point over here. There was a choke point here, here, potentially up here. I mean, over here, you just gotta basically like here, and that's it. I mean, and it's closer together, so you can easily maneuver troops around. But again, you know, archers could have been up here just killing you. So it's a tough situation. You just gotta hope that the attackers used up all their ammo, which it doesn't look like they did. They're currently firing at the general. There we go. Costly victory for the attackers. A great fight between the two teams. Really enjoyable to watch. I had a lot of fun covering this one. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching it. We're gonna go ahead and look at the results here. See all the players. So Swaby was led by Charlie 6 Zulu. We got 2,233 kills. Really good job with Swaby, getting a lot of kills. We got Buds Rome, who's playing as Glacier, getting 1,900 kills. We have Unclutched, which is the person who sent it in. So thank you, Unclutched, for the battle replay. 2,100 kills. And then Beastman getting 1,800 kills. So everybody pulled their weight over here. Really, guys, honestly, everyone pulled their weight in this battle. That's how close it was. So Dave the Vassal got 1,900 as Lusitani. Athens, Crazy Town Crazy, getting 1,700. Lance getting 1,200, playing as Colkiss. And then Lord Ellington getting 1,600. Really tough fight, really enjoyable. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle as well. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, a comment, share, and of course subscribe for more epic battle gameplay. But yeah, if you enjoyed it, leave a like. If you didn't enjoy it, you know, hit the dislike, maybe in the comments. Let me know why you didn't like it, for a little constructive criticism. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time on the battlefield.